I am so not ready for this.
He is so ready.
Here we go. Here I am. I'm with Frank. We know Frank.
Hi.
Frank is a longtime friend of the show. I think this is actually the first time I've ever gotten to sit down and talk to you.
Oh my God, Richard must be paying you back somehow.
I know. How the hell are you? How you doing?
You know what? I will tell you this right now. I mean, it doesn't pay to bitch. No one really listens. It's fine. But I got to tell you something. To think we're here at the show, Twilight Studio, 2nd year anniversary. I actually had a moment with Bill saying we didn't think we could get this far and be somewhat productive. Mm-hmm. And Bill, how many titles we have out roughly? 28. 2 years later, 28 titles. We're holding our own, and I really think that we have stumbled into a mechanism where everyone chips in, everyone helps out, and it's not a major cost to everyone because everyone chips in. Mm-hmm. And I think it helps move along production. Like, there's not somebody out a lot of money for one particular book, and everyone's been very cooperative. I mean, we've had a few, as with anything, not everyone agrees all the time. But for the most part, we've worked everything out on, we've been mostly on schedule, except for maybe a few times we were behind. And you know what? A year or two from now, if we stop, I can say, you know what? I had X amount of books through Twilight Star, and I can be happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot more than a lot of people can say. There's a lot of people out there who are aspiring, that almost aspire to be where you guys are at right now.
Well, and you know what? My confidence has gotten bigger talking, and especially dealing with the talent and meeting all this talent over the years. It's a bad time for comics.
Yeah.
Let's just get it out in the open. Digital might be coming around the corner. Comic sales are horrible. There's been issues about quality of stories, not many good books out. So it's a tough time for comics. And to make money at this is really hard. And I think one of our biggest assets is we're not in it to make money right now. Now,
right.
It would be nice to, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're not really making hardly anything off of it. It's more that people just want to get their stuff out there, and we're able to do it. So I can't really complain. And like I said, to hang out with you guys and see you guys every so often.
Yeah,
it really opens your eyes to a new group. You appreciate the groups that you meet and the people that you meet through these outlets over the years.
Exactly. Me and Richard were talking about earlier, I've been in one way or another tied to the show for more years than I even realized. And it wasn't until the last couple, 2-3 years that they pulled me out of my shell and got me to go to the cons. And had it not been for that, I never met you or, thanks a lot, Richard.
Yeah. But look at Richard. He put so much time and effort into UVN. I mean, look at him. When he first started, he was 22 years old and 6'4". Now look at him.
Oh yeah.
He's 46 and 5'2" in a matter of 3 years?
Perfect example. If you go back and look at some of the very early episodes when it was back at Comic Connection with
Burt Lancaster.
I had hair. People, you don't realize. Flashback. Watch this stuff from the early 90s. I had a full head of hair. No beard, but that's okay. I had a full head of hair. This didn't fall out overnight. This was from years of this. This right here, men like this.
No. See,
but you're absolutely correct.
Let's get something straight. Victor Dandridge is still the interview to end all interviews. All right, Victor, I love you, but Victor is the one that you got to wrestle in interviews because he takes over the interview so much. But you know what? What I had hoped, even the fact that we didn't, people did decent here. They sold some product. We met people, but just to come out, and celebrate our 2nd year and be a part of something like this, I really can't complain.
Oh no.
And at some point, when I'm old and gray and fatter, I could say, for one brief moment, I was part of a studio group that we put out some comics, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, you had your almost famous moment. I remember that when I was.
Except that when I got mistaken for John Goodman, I had to sign an autograph. Yes, that was my other moment of fame. So.
Then that time we saw you standing up on the roof. I am a golden god. Yes. And he dove into the pool and.
There's no movie quote from that. It's not related to Almost Famous. So, but other than that, it's been fun.
Yeah, I gotta say I've run into you and Bill for many years. Gym Cities, Sarcon, and it is you guys just. If you ever get the chance, if you're at a convention and you see Bill
shirtless.
Ooh. Yeah.
That got his
front
head,
desk and
that
ask
got
for
his
your
head
money.
turned in there.
Go
Come
get
here,
your
Bill,
money
one
back.
time.
What?
Just cover him up. Come here. Take off your shirt.
No. It's going to happen one of
You
these
seem
days.
like this. No, don't talk about that.
No. That's why he's got the sweatshirt on. It got chilly. He doesn't even want the
I'm
pokies.
sorry. It's getting out of hand, little Richard. I'm sorry. But no, but
That's true.
And to be honest with you, and seriously, and thank you guys, UVN, for helping us out.
Oh, hey. Thank you for, making us a part of this, and
We look forward to many more.
look forward to many more.
Bye.
Back again at StarCon 2011 at Main Street Comics and Games, and I'm with Mason Saxton, who is actually a student at Wittenberg University. Matt Smith is a professor there, a big supporter of our studio, big supporter of Champion City. And Mason, you actually get extra credit for coming down here, is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Get extra credit for my class. We can actually get a replacement for a low quiz grade for a graphic storytelling class, which is pretty cool because sometimes it's hard to figure out what's going on in comic books. You know what I mean? So
You got a couple of low quiz grades that you want to erase?
yeah, absolutely. So this is kind of a cool opportunity for me to be able to make that right.
What do you think when you first came here and saw what we have to offer as a studio?
I think it's pretty cool, man. You know what I mean? I'm not overly exposed to anything like this. You know what I mean? I'm not. I've never been a part of anything like this or really checked it out much. So it's always really interesting to me, for sure.
Awesome. And has Matt talked about the studio in class? How did this come up about the whole extra credit thing?
He hasn't talked about the studio too much in the class, to be honest. He just he kind of brought it up as an extracurricular activity that we could do, like going to an event and then writing a reflection about it. So like I went to the Comic-Con when it was in Shoveling at Wittenberg, and it's just another one of those opportunities for us.
So the Champion City Comic Con, which was what, a month ago, that was the extra credit thing as well?
Yeah. So any kind of comic book related event that's going on in the area that he sees fit, he'll kind of put that out there for us and invite us to. And if we write a reflection about kind of what we thought and what we learned and how the experience went, then we'll get some extra credit for it.
That's incredible. I wish I had a teacher like Matt when I was going to school. The people know this. I know that you probably do, being part of this class. Matt usually every year takes a group of students to San Diego Con as a field trip that they get credit for. Have you done that?
No, I haven't done that. This is my this is my second term at Wittenberg, so I'm still pretty new. I transferred in mid-year last year, so this is my first class with Matt so far. So he definitely threw that out there. So it's possibly something that I'll consider, especially because I'm from Oregon. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit less of a trip for me. I'm over there already.
That's incredible. Well, Mason, thanks for coming down.
Thank you for interviewing me. I appreciate it.
And tell
for
Matt
having
when you
me.
see him, thanks for sending you down.
Absolutely.
You get
Will
a
do.
big extra credit points for this.
Yes,
Big.
sir.
That's cool. How cool is that? That's really cool. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Continuing our coverage of StarCon 2011, I'm here with Johnston. No, wait.
Tim Hagen.
Damn Higgins. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
How's your day going so far?
I'm going good.
Good.
Having fun.
Let me ask you, we're asking everybody, getting a little bit of background. How did you get involved with the Twilight Star Productions?
Well, I work with one of the founders, Gary Church. We work at the same plant, and he asked me if I wanted to join the studio, and I had my reservations about it at first, but I'm glad when they produced their first book, all reservations were out the window because I knew they were serious. A lot of times you get artists that want to do work with you, but you hear from them once or twice, and then you don't hear nothing else from them again.
Falls through.
Yeah. So that was one of those things that I had my reservations. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to just jump in head on, but I'm glad I did after I seen. They got a couple of books out and seen how serious they were.
And just think, you would have missed out on all of that.
I know.
All this fun right here.
Oh man,
I'm not even part of the studio, and just hanging around with you guys has been a blast.
Yeah, I try to keep it entertaining.
Olivia, what are you working on right now?
Well, right now I'm working on G Code for Gary Church, and I'm working on some concept art for a future book called it's a Twilight Star team up. 2 characters of mine and Cybercat and Zodiac, a character of Bill's Necrotrancer, and that's pretty much it. Besides, well, I am working a story for myself. It's been in 10 years in the making, but I'm not going into that.
Oh, come on, give us a little tag.
Well, it's a samurai western. That's all I can tell you.
Ooh, you heard it here first. Look forward to it. Samurai Western.
It's called A Cowboy Kid and the Samurai.
Nice, like that. And then it was a pleasure getting a chance to talk to you. Like I said, we got a chance to last year. I hosted a panel for Twilight Star where I got a chance to talk to everybody. But it's been a really nice chance to get to sit down and actually talk to everybody individually.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you too.
You got robbed. He deserved that pizza.
Yeah, I deserve that pizza.
So.
Green Lantern, baby, check it out.
Far better than that movie.
Heck yeah.
Mike here, and we're still at Main Street Comics and Games. We've been talking with the guys behind Twilight Star Productions. I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk to a fan of the company. You've been a fan of Twilight Star since the very beginning.
Yes, from the very beginning. Actually, I'm friends with a couple of the founding members, the Church Brothers. So, and growing up, I always was into comic books. My uncle got me into comic books at a young age, so I've always been a fan, and I'm here to support my peoples.
What are some of the books that you follow of there, or is it just completely across the board?
I like the Tales from the Field. I just got on to the Pandemonium series, and I really enjoyed that. And I'm really looking forward to that Unnaturals. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
We've heard a lot of buzz about the Unnaturals.
So.
What is it you think is about Twilight Star that pulls you in? When you've got so many books out there right now, to be able to read a book like books like from Twilight Star Productions.
It's just so many. It's a variety of stories. I mean, you got your drama, you got your kind of like adult type comics.
Yeah.
Not too intense, but
if you know the guys that write them, you know where that stuff's coming from.
Right. But just the different variety of stories that you can get. It's not all the same. Each one is different. It stands out. And like the G Code series with Gary and them, I'm really actually it's a character in there that I kind of gave him an idea for. But I just can't wait. They got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah. Like I said, we've been talking to them. It does sound like they've got a lot of stuff in the works right now. Right. We're looking forward to seeing it as it comes out.
Yep. And actually, I have a podcast, GoodPunchRadio.com, and I'm trying to actually work with them because we're trying to intertwine music and independent music and independent comics and try to help each other as far as promotion and stuff. So I gave them a little shout out on the last show. So hopefully pretty soon we'll do a lot of collaborations.
Cool. We'll look forward to seeing it in the future.
All right.
Yeah. Continuing our coverage of StarCon 2011, this is my first chance to actually get to sit down and talk. This is Bill Gladman, creator of Twilight Star Productions.
Not necessarily the creator. It took 4 of us to create this monster, which would include Gary Church and Dirt, Darren Church, and Frank Rayner. It was the first original members.
Now let me ask you, what madness goes through a person's mind to bring these people together?
That's a good question. It is a crazy group at times, that's for sure, with a lot of different personalities, but fortunately we have a lot of talent in this group as well, so it pays off, but it does get a little hectic, people's personal schedules, madness, I'm not going to say it. It's more of a driven inspiration or ambition. A lot of people, and let me be specific here, myself, has tried to get into comics for a long time and met with some failure. I'm not going to say a lot of failure. Some of these guys, everything they do has been successful. Right. But I've had a little bit harder road sometimes. So since 1992, I've been trying to get out in the comic field one way or the other. And back in 2010, Gary Church and I had a conversation about forming a new studio in Springfield. Because at the time, Frank and I was involved in their studio, but it was in Dayton. A little bit of a drive. We want to do something locally. So Gary and I came up with the idea to actually do a local studio here in Springfield, Ohio. Right. And it just kind of blossomed into what we have right now, which is 2 years in. Pretty productive 2 years so far. Right.
Let me ask you, 2 years in, where would you like to see yourself in the company 2 years from now?
Well, actually, we have what we call a 3-year plan.
Oh, well, 3 years from now.
Well, 1 more year. 2's already in. You're Doctor Who. You're supposed to know all about time travel.
Well, I do. That's why I meant 3 years from now, which for me is 2 years for you.
Yeah, right. legitimately, what we'd like to do is offer an opportunity for every creator that's working with Twilight Star to make a living doing what they're doing right now. We have guys who have a full-time job, families, work like second shifts, whatever the case may be, and they still produce a book, 24 pages of art in 90 days. Just imagine what type of motivation and drive they would have if they were making money at it and was able to pay the bills.
Right.
You know, if the 40 or 45 hours a week that they put in at the day job wasn't part of that time equation anymore.
Yeah.
So the goal is to try to get those guys the opportunity to make a living at this, not become rich rock stars,
Right.
but the lifestyle that they're living right now, live that lifestyle by producing these books.
To be able to have the lifestyle that they're used to, doing what they love.
That's exactly it.
Great.
And then personally, on a personal note, I have a goal of reaching that opportunity to do so in 1 year. As Twilight Star enters its third year, October 2012, if I'm not making a living in comics, then I don't want to divide my time anymore between the day job and doing comics. It's unfair to my family, it's unfair to my wife, it's unfair to my employer, you know, because my attention's divided all the time. But that's not a defeated type of attitude, because I'm very optimistic that I can make that goal.
Right.
So that's where I'd like to go. Now, Twilight Star Studios will continue on if I'm
one
not,
way or another.
Yeah, you know, as long as there is a Gary Church, there will always be a Twilight Star Studios. And I'm not saying I'm going anywhere. I want to be right here with these guys. But realistically, been married to my wife for 13 years. She's put up with a lot of this stuff for a long time.
Yeah,
so, you know, getting to the point where I was like, put up or shut up, you know.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of time with the kids when they were growing up because I worked second shift. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with them. I don't want to repeat the mistake with the grandkids. You know, I got 6 grandkids now, so time is very important to me.
Right.
So, but escaping a day job is also very important to me.
Yeah. So, before we go, there is one thing I would like to do. We'd kind of like to introduce a new little segment to the show. It's kind of a spur of the moment. It's called Ambush Bill. Pretty much, you know, we're here amongst all of the Twilight Star Studios. I can ask you 100 questions, but to be truthful, there has got to be questions that your own studio has got.
What is this, a Bill roast? Is this what's going on?
That's pretty much what it is. So it's time to ambush Bill.
Ambush! Oh my goodness. Hang on.
There was actual fear in Bill's eyes. If you saw
There is no fear in Bill's eyes.
It's like being back in prison.
Bill, is it true of you were accused of mopery back in '97?
Accused of what?
Mopery.
What is mopery?
Exposing yourself to a blind person.
I am the reason why that person went blind. So there is some truth to that. There is some truth to that. So that,
So you will validate that actually happened.
I will partially validate that it happened.
Gary,
You got any,
ask a question.
you got any questions?
Come on. You know there is something on your chest you're dying to get off. You want to ask the man, this is it. This is like confession. He can't hold it against you.
Who came up with this ambush Bill segment? What?
You really want to kiss me, don't you?
Only on Sundays. Thank God it's Saturday.
I got a spot right now, Bill. It's all yours if you do it.
Technically, it's Sunday somewhere.
It's Sunday somewhere, but it's not Sunday.
We're shooting live, and somewhere whoever's watching it, it's Sunday. So you know.
Tim Higgins is next.
Tim Higgins, you got a question? Oh, he pierced my lip with that whisker.
Nice.
It was funny, but why was there tongue?
Any other questions?
Come on,
John Stewart, you have a question?
One question.
That's not. Levi, Rachel, any questions?
In a studio that's so influenced by anime, what's your favorite anime?
Is the studio influenced by anime?
We have so many artists that have been influenced by anime. But can you tell us your favorite anime?
My favorite anime of all time?
Of all time.
Ghost in the Machine.
That's a good one.
That's the Ghost in the Shell. That one. See, that shows you how much I follow up anime. It also happens to be the only anime I think I ever watched all the way through. So that's a somewhat good question. Any other questions? Frank, I know you gotta have another one.
Tim, you have one.
Joe Pruitt, do you have any questions for Ambush Bill segment here? Do you have any questions? You ask me anything.
He's got to answer. It's church.
Outlook not good. Wait a minute. Get the camera on that guy right there. Darren Church. You got any questions?
Yeah, but I think you just proved it, man.
What? What is your question? Am I gay and I kissed your brother? Is that what?
Yeah.
Oh.
I say once and for all right now, take off your shirt. I want to show how big they are.
You want to see the you want to see the nipples?
Right now.
Get your Jerry beads.
Right now. Right now. I'm going to show everyone those plunger heads because legend has it that you can undo 2 sinks. You can unclog 2 sinks by raising up.
I've been told if they ever make it,
I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
I've been told that if they were to ever make an action figure of Bill, the clamshell is going to have to be that wide.
Todd, how are you, Todd? Hey, while we're here, this is the cover of a book that's coming out in just 3 weeks, I think.
3 weeks?
Yeah, Run 40 Years. Tales of Macabre #2.
Right on.
There you go.
You're trying to draw everybody away from the action.
I think that's right. He's right. I'm drawing the attention away for the English Bill segment. So.
And I can't see any better way to close the interview. It was a pleasure. I've known you guys for a while. It's the first chance I got to sit down and talk to you. Thank you, first of all, for inviting us down to just hang out and have fun. And to
thank you for not having the beer run call come in while we're doing the interview.
Oh well.
We actually had the vacuum in the background, and the camera died because of some paranormal activity, but we had no beer run phone rings, so that's good.
It's a special occasion.
There you go.
It was no big deal, but StarCon, I shut. That's how much the guys here mean to me. I shut the phone off.
There you go. And there you have it.
So thanks again. All right, we're here, Gary, at Twilight Star Productions. I'm sorry, I'm still recovering from the heat and the passion that was the Big Gladman kiss. I've watched a lot of things in my time. Yeah, I've seen a lot of things on the internet, in my time, and that took to taco, my friend. Let me ask a little bit. It was a spur of the moment thing, but how are you recovering from that? You look a little, for a dark man, you're blushing an awful lot.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Come on, you want to do the other side now?
Bill, only you can make a dark man blush.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Oh, in all seriousness, let me ask. I've been asking everybody, how did you get sucked into this crazy world?
Actually, I've been wanting to do comic books since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So my brother always used to draw, so I mimicked him, started drawing, and I'd read comic books, and I'd be like, I can make up something like this. And ever since then, I always knew what I wanted to do. So,
what caused the step from wanting to do it to, what was that moment that caused the step from wanting to do this to actually going through with it?
I've always wanted to do it. I mean, I've tried to do it. Back in the day before Twilight Star, my brother and a friend of ours, Steve Brewington, came up with CSI, which that was before the TV shows. I wish we'd tagged that name.
Yeah,
we'd been rich. But even back then, we were working on different stories. Saga of Neutron Gods has always been something that we've been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going under different names, and finally we decided, well, let's just merge it. Came up with a good name for it. And then I actually met Bill, thanks to Scott, because the store had opened up, and I walked in and we started talking, and then saying how no one's ever finished a story for him. I said, I'll do it. I ain't got no problem with that. He's all, you want to do it? So we started talking, and then one thing led to another, and then another company kind of had a falling out, and I was like, well, I'm about to move, and I'm going to start a studio up. And, Bill and Frank and Darren, we all came together, and the rest is history.
What stories?
All dirt, I'm sorry.
I made the same mistake too. What stories are you working on right now for the studio?
Currently, I'm doing the second part of G-Code. I'll be doing the second part of A Matter of Life and Death here in the upcoming, I think, issue 5. Issue 4 is going to have G-Code. I'm also going to be working on WTF with Frank, and I'm definitely got Saga of Neutron Gods. I'm constantly working on that, so it just seems like as soon as you get done, you got something else.
Always keeping you busy.
Oh yeah, always. But unfortunately, I had a shoulder injury. It's kind of hindering my art a little bit. Once I get this fixed, I'll be going back to full throttle. So
I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and let you go. 'Cause I gotta tell you what. I'm still a little from the
now he's
kissing.
wanting to kiss me. Is that what it is? Come on. My big man right there. On the neck.
That's right. You saw it.
Woo! I call you Mufasa.
Thanks a lot,
buddy.